Hi, hello, my dear students. Welcome back to chemistry class beta. So in the previous class, in part 3 video class, we have seen about the mainly two concepts. One is about the charge on the electron given by whom beta? Robert Mulligan. By using what? Oil drop experiment. And we have a formula Q equals to N into E. And after that we have seen second topic, that is nothing but the very important topic, specific charge of electron and proton and neutron, nothing but the concept of E by M. And also I have given one very important question. What is the ratio of specific charge of proton to alpha particle? The answer is how much, Nana? 2:1. I have given the explanation. Okay, fine. And beta, in this class I am going to explain about the one of the important topics, that is nothing but the discovery of electrons. So electrons are discovered by using a glass tube experiment. Such glass tube, we have to say that discharge tube experiment. So by using this glass tube or discharge tube experiment, here we are going to discover the what, Nana, is releasing of, or we can say production of cathode rays, we are going to say. That means we have to say that discovery of electron is also known as cathode ray discharge tube experiment. Means by using discharge tube we are going to see the discovery of cathode rays, nothing but we are going to see the discovery of electrons. Okay beta? Yes. So let me go for first of all about the introduction. Cathode rays are discovered by whom? You know very well, J.J. Thomson in the year of what, Nana? 1897. But after that, they can be named as electrons, but the name of electron given by whom already I have given to you. His name is nothing but the C.J. Stoney, and also we can say that Stanley, as you wish you can pronounce better. Okay, na? Good. So now I want to give you another introduction point. So discharge tube, or we can say glass tube, like these experiments are given by whom? Invented by whom? So discharge tube experiments are invented by the William Crookes. Who is the scientist? William Crookes. So he has invented the discharge tube, and also we can say that glass tube experiments. But try to remember, sir, which point of view William Crookes invented this discharge tube experiment? The purpose of discharge tube experiment invention is for the convenient study of what beta? Cathode rays. So for the convenient study of cathode rays and electrons, William Crookes, he was invented the what, Nana? Discharge tube experiment. And after that, such discharge tubes are utilized by the Thomson for the clear-cut discovery of what, Nana? Cathode rays. Okay, yes. So who has invented for the purpose of what, and who discovered electrons, and who gave the name of electron, and who discovered the cathode rays, everything I have given clearly. Now I am going to give you the explanation about the diagram. First of all I am going to give you the explanation about the discharge tube or glass tube experiment. How to make this apparatus, how to make this experiment. Okay, listen carefully. So first of all we have to consider one glass tube. Okay na beta, and simply we have to say that discharge tube. Yes, in the discharge tube definitely there will be some of the gaseous molecule first of all. But as per J.J. Thomson experiment, okay, first of all we have to do. So the gaseous molecules which are present in the glass tube or discharge tube, that one we have to be removed. So for the removal of gaseous molecules from this glass tube, it was connected to the suction pump. Means by using this suction pump, we can remove the gaseous molecules which are present in the glass tube. So with the help of suction pump, finally now we are removing all the gaseous molecule. That means that glass tube will be completely empty, and also we can say that it is also known as vacuum glass tube, and also we can say that it is also known as vacuum discharge tube. Now is there any gaseous molecule? No more, because of it was completely evacuated by using the suction pump. Okay, so due to absence of gaseous molecule, due to its vacuum nature, automatically we can say that it was present at very low pressure. Okay, na beta, because of why? There are no more gaseous molecules, no more collisions, no more pressure. I hope you understand this clearly. Yes, so condition 1 is, first of all we have to consider a glass tube, and that should be evacuated. इसको empty करना पड़ेगा with the help of suction pump. So after the removal of all the gaseous molecules with the help of suction pump, now we have to say that glass tube or vacuum tube that was present at very low pressure. So now in the glass tube or discharge tube, one side we have to arrange the electrode, that is nothing but the cathode plate, and one more side we have to arrange the plate or metal electrode, that is nothing but the anode. So the cathode and anode, these metal electrodes, they may made with what, platinum or zinc or copper, okay, whatever that may be the material, no problem. Okay, yes. So here two metal plates we are arranging, one going to be act as cathode, that is nothing but C, it contains the charges minus, and one more side we are going to arrange the right side anode. Okay, this is the plate anode, it contains the charges nothing but what, Nana? Plus. And try to remember one more small variation I am going to show you. This is the metal electrode, we are saying this is nothing but cathode, denoted with sign, negative sign. And right side here we have taken another electrode plate, that is nothing but the anode. But I am saying the anode plate is known as perforated anode. Sir, what is mean by perforated anode? In that anode electrode plate, we can see the presence of some holes. Sir, why we are making holes? Because of through that holes we have to pass the, okay, now what, now we have to allow the passage of cathode rays. For that purpose only we are considering here pores contained, holes contained anode electrode plate I am going to be considered. So holes contained or pore contained anode, we have to say that perforated anode. I hope you understand. Okay, we have taken two electrode plates, one going to be act as anode with positive sign, one more going to be act as cathode with negative sign. Now two oppositely charged electrodes, anode and cathode, they are connected to the what, beta? Battery. They are connected to the battery. Okay, almost experiment was clear, but one more small information I want to give you. Around this glass tube or around this discharge tube, especially towards the right side, especially after the arrangement of anode, means at the right end of this discharge tube, here we have to arrange a specific material. Here we have to arrange a specific matter. That matter is nothing but the zinc sulfide material. Which material, beta? Zinc sulfide material. So right end of the discharge tube experiment, after the anode plate, it was coated with which material? Zinc sulfide material. Because of this material contains a very special character. The character is nothing but the fluorescent character, and also we can say that shining character. Shining means originally it won't be shine, but when electrons going to be touch it, automatically it will give a glow of light. Such nature is, we have to say that, fluorescent. So the right end of the discharge tube, okay, it was coated with what is a special material? ZnS, nothing but zinc sulfide. It contains the nature is nothing but fluorescent nature, nothing but when electrons going to be touch it, means when electrons, or we can say cathode rays, when they strikes it, upon striking of it, automatically from that screen, from that coating, from that zinc sulfide material, from that layer, we are going to see a clear cut glow or shine. That nature we have to say that fluorescence. That's why we have to say that such screen or coating is known as fluorescent screen, or simply we can say that fluorescent zinc sulfide screen. I hope you, information about the discharge tube was clearly reached you. Reach हुआ ना बेटा? Good. Now, how to do the experiment? That one I am going to tell you. Clear beta? Yes. So vacuum tube was presented very low pressure, and that pressure should be nearby 0.01 mm of Hg. And by using this battery, we have to pass a very high voltage, that is around 10,000 to 20,000 volts, or simply you can consider 10,000 volt. Okay, all of you beta. So by using a very high voltage and by maintaining a very low pressure, here we are going to see the discovery of electrons. Discovery of what beta? Electrons. Okay, let me consider. So what are the observations we are going to see? By applying a very high voltage across the anode and cathode. That one I am going to be discussing. Clear all of you? Yes beta. So first of all here, the story is about when sufficient high voltage is applied around 10,000 volt at very low pressure of 0.10 mm of Hg. So here sufficient high voltage we are going to be applied across the anode and cathode by the passage of a very high voltage. Automatically the current going to be start. Nothing but the cathode rays going to be start. Okay, so cathode rays are nothing but what? Electrons. Nothing but the electrons, they are going to be start from the cathode and they will move towards the anode. Like that we have to denote the symbol. So once again, clear cut explanation. When two oppositely charged electrodes are connected to the battery, now with the help of that battery, by using this battery, now we are passing a very high voltage, that is around 10,000 volts. So by the passage of a very high voltage across the anode and cathode, automatically we can see the releasing of cathode rays, and also we can say that electrons. That is the concept given by whom beta? J.J. Thomson. So by the passage of a very high voltage, cathode rays are going to be start from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode. But listen carefully, actually cathode rays are invisible because of their very tiny particles, and we can say that very micro particles. So completely their nature is invisible nature. अपन आंख से नहीं देख सकते ना. Okay, so for that purpose, whether they are releasing or not, cathode rays यहाँ पर produce हो रहे कि नहीं, that we can identify, with the help of what na fluorescence screen, or we can say fluorescent screen. For that purpose, I have made a hole in that anode electrode. So through that hole, cathode rays are moving continuously in the form of a stream of particle, in the form of a flow of particle. Cathode rays are starting from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode. But anode contain hole, that means cathode rays are moving continuously and they will struck the screen of zinc sulfide screen को touch करते बेटा. Upon touching of the screen, automatically from that screen, especially here at this area, due to touching of electrons or due to touching of cathode rays, upon that fluorescent screen, here we are going to see a fluorescence, nothing but one shining color, one shining light. The light is nothing but the very important, that is known as green glow. Which type of glow? So green glow you are going to be observed on the fluorescent screen. Due to here we have to be confirmed that yes, cathode rays are releasing, electrons are releasing from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode. So they are moving continuously and they are touching the screen, they are striking the surface. When they struck the surface of fluorescent screen, from that area particularly, we are going to see a glow of green light, nothing but green shining color, we are going to be absorb that. So this is the discovery given by whom, beta? Cathode rays. So based on this experiment, now we have to discuss about the, sir, what are the properties of cathode rays? Okay, yes. So properties of cathode rays are going to be discussed now. What, beta? Properties of cathode rays. Yes, let me consider property number 1. Around 5 to 6 very important properties I am going to show you. Every property is very special for you and most of the properties you know very well. Yeah, right now. Yes, property number 1. So Thomson, he says that clearly cathode rays are producing or starting from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode. This is the first observation. So what he says, Nana? He says that cathode rays are what, Nana? Starting from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode. So this is the common clear-cut point. Okay, now general information about the cathode rays. Next point is I want to say about the property. Next property, that is nothing but the, yeah, already I have told you. So the electrons or cathode rays which are moving from the cathode to anode, here we can't see any clear-cut observation. Because of why? Because of electrons or cathode rays are microparticles and also we can say the tiny particles. So we have to say that they are completely invisible in nature. So cathode rays are invisible. Invisible. We can't see clearly because due to their micro tiny nature. But okay, they are invisible clear cut. But their behavior we can see. Which type of behavior? Glow of green shining, glow of green light. That behavior we can see with the help of what, Nana? Fluorescent screen. Yes, cathode rays are invisible in nature, but their behavior can be observed. Their behavior can be observed, how they are moving, whether they are moving or not. How can we say? With the help of fluorescent screen, by the production of green glow. Means their behavior can be observed with the help of, what is the screen, Nana? The name of screen is nothing but the fluorescent zinc sulfide screen. Fluorescent zinc sulfide screen. Next property I want to say about the very important information. So simply, Nana, in the presence of a light, I am going to consider one object. I am going to place one object. Automatically that object image or shadow we can see backside. Yes or no, beta? So here also we can see same property of the cathode rays. So in the direction of cathode ray, okay, in the propagation of cathode ray, if we place any object, same object shadow we are going to see backside, that is upon the fluorescent screen. Okay, all of you know, na? Yes, that means I want to say that cathode rays, they can causes, means they can produces shadow when an object is kept or placed in their path. Okay, all of you, Nana? Yes, this is the information you have to be remember clearly. Yes, next point is one more information I want to tell about the direction. How the cathode rays are moving. Cathode rays, they are moving either in zigzag manner, either they are moving in random manner, either they are moving in straight manner. So try to remember, cathode rays always, they will travel in straight line. This is very important point. So cathode rays, they will be travels always in what, Nana? They will travels in a straight line. So what is the the traveling direction of the cathode rays? Cathode rays always, they will travels in a straight line. They will travels in a straight line. That is a general concept. But by applying electric field and by applying magnetic field, automatically their direction or their traveling nature goes to be changed. Sir, how? Yes. So generally point once again, cathode rays generally and mostly, okay, the general concept of cathode rays is they can travels in a straight line. Travels in a straight line. But sometimes traveling direction can be changed in the presence of what, Nana? Electric and magnetic fields. So in the presence of electric and magnetic fields, traveling direction going to be changed. Okay, so in the presence of what, Nana? Electric and magnetic fields, cathode rays, they will deviate their manner. That means they won't travel in straight line. So here I am going to write that deviate in their path. Generally, what is the path of the cathode rays? Straight line. They will travel in a straight line. But by applying electric and magnetic field, automatically that straight line path, that their path going to be deviate, means, okay, now how they are going to be deviate, that one I am going to show you. First, suppose it is nothing but the cathode ray. What, beta? Yes, it is nothing but the cathode ray. Now I am going to apply the cathode rays, they are traveling in a straight line. Okay, fine. But now I am going to apply the, yes, once again, cathode rays here, they are going to be traveling in a straight line. And here you suppose it is nothing but the screen. The screen is nothing but what, Nana? Zinc sulfide fluorescent screen. Okay, they are traveling in a straight line. Very good. Now here I am going to apply the what, Nana? Electric field. First, suppose one side I am going to apply the positive metal plate, and another side here I am going to apply the negative metal plate. From one side I am going to apply the positive pole, from another side I am going to apply the negative pole. Same side, from one side we can apply the north pole, from another side we can apply the south pole, nothing but with respect to magnetic. Yes. So once again, final touch. Generally, cathode rays, they will travel in a straight line. This is the straight path of the cathode ray direction, because of with the help of screen we can say that nature, Nana. But in the presence of electric and magnetic fields, they won't travel in a straight line. Automatically their path will get deviated. How the path going to be deviate? Path क्यों change हो सकता? Yes, you know very well. Cathode rays, they contains negatively charged particles. Negatively charged particle means automatically they will be attracted towards the positive pole. So this is the positive pole of electric field. So in the presence of electric field, cathode rays, they're going to be deviate their manner. They're going to be change their pathway. That is nothing but like this. Actually, this is the straight line in the absence of electric and magnetic field. But in the presence of electric and magnetic field, automatically cathode rays, they're going to be change their path, that is in the manner of like this. So why they are deviating towards the positive pole? They are deviating towards the positive pole means in that cathode rays, negatively charged particles are there. Such negatively charged particles are known as electrons. That is the concept given by whom? Jesus Stoney. I hope you understand this story clearly. This is the very, very important part. Okay, all of you, beta? Yes. Next point is, here I am going to tell about the another property of the cathode rays. Cathode rays are nothing but the electrons. They are traveling from cathode to anode, and they will travel with very high speed. Okay, so cathode rays, they will travel with what, Nana? A very high speed. The speed is equals to the what, beta? Velocity of light. The speed is equals to the velocity of light. You know the value of velocity of light. What is the velocity of light value? 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second, and we can say that 3 into 10 to the power of 10 centimeter per second. Okay, so that is a velocity of what? Light. Velocity of light, na beta. So cathode rays, they can also same thing, beta. They can travel with a very high speed from cathode to anode. The velocity is equals to the light velocity, Nana. Okay, all of you? Yes. So due to their very high speed and due to their very high velocity, automatically we have to say that cathode rays, they contains kinetic energy. So cathode rays, they are having which energy beta? Kinetic energy. This is important point. Due to presence of kinetic energy, due to presence of what beta? Kinetic energy in the direction of cathode rays, in the propagation of cathode rays, here I am going to arrange one wheel, and also you can consider that here I am going to arrange one fan. क्या अरेंज कर रहे हैं बेटा? यहाँ पर अपन एक फैन को अरेंज कर रहे हैं. So in the direction of, in the propagation of cathode rays, here I am going to keep a small fan, or we can say a small wheel. Automatically, because of they are moving with very high speed now beta, and due to its speed they contain what? Kinetic energy. So due to that power, automatically that wheel going to be rotate. I hope you understand the story clearly, Nana. Okay, yes. And another property here I am going to tell you. So the production of cathode rays and the production of electrons, they does not depends upon the material of the cathode. Whatever that may be the cathode, kaun sa bhi material ho, zinc, copper, platinum, like that. Okay. So production of cathode rays, they does not depends upon the material of the cathode. And one more is, maybe presence of gas or maybe absence of gas, and does not depends on the nature of the gas. So I want to say that cathode rays do not depends on cathode rays do not depends on, one is nothing but the cathode material. Cathode material, that means here you can consider any type of cathode. Next one is, it does not depends upon the nature of the gas which was present in the glass tube, maybe or may not be, as you wish. Okay beta, so these are the 6 very important point. At least to try to remember first 5 points, that are very important. This is up to you only, okay, all of you. And one more also, you can consider that with the help of any other metal in the direction, in the direction of cathode rays, they have the capable of, they can produce the powerful X-rays also. Okay beta, yeah. So this is the story about the discovery of what, Nana? Electrons. And also we can say that it is a story about the discovery of cathode ray discharge tube experiment. Okay, all of you, yeah. Once again, one short revision. Once again, I am going to tell you, cathode rays are discovered by who? J.J. Thomson. After that, the name of electron given by whom? Stoney. Discharge tube or glass tube experiments, they are given by whom? William Crook. For which purpose? For the study of cathode rays. Okay, good, clear now. So how to arrange the operators? पहले अपने को एक glass tube को लेना पड़ेगा. Simply we have to consider any glass material as you wish, Nana. Yes, which is in the particular shape beta. And if there are any gaseous molecules, we can remove. नहीं लिए तो भी चलता. Okay, no problem. But as per Thomson, he has taken a vacuum tube, nothing but he has removed all the gaseous molecules from the tube with the help of suction pump. Nothing but, now the tube is nothing but completely vacuum, or we can say it contains very low pressure, that he maintained the particular pressure 0.01 mm of Hg. Now one side he has arranged the cathode plate, one more side he arranged anode plate with pores or hole, that is nothing but the perforated anode. Good. Two side to anode electrodes are there, and after the, at the right end he has taken one coating, or the coating is with what, Nana? ZNS, that is nothing but a fluorescent zinc sulfide screen. So now anode and cathode, two oppositely charged electrodes, when they are connected to the battery, by using that battery, now they are passing a very high voltage. By the passage of high voltage, automatically the current going to be start in the form of stream. Stream means flow of particle. Which particle? Negatively charged particle. Such flow of particles are known as cathode rays. That means cathode rays are starting from the cathode and they are moving towards the anode, and with the help of that hole they are moving continuously and they are striking the surface of what, Nana? Fluorescent screen. Automatically upon striking of screen, from that screen here we are going to get a glow of what, Nana? Green light or green shining we are going to be observed. This is the story or discovery of cathode rays given by whom? Thomson. And based on this experiment, properties I am going to tell you. Cathode rays, they are going to start from the cathode and they will move towards the anode. Cathode rays are completely invisible in nature, but their behavior we can see with the help of screen. Whether they are moving in straight direction or they are moving in what, Nana? Deviating path. Only with the help of screen we can say the nature. Good. Next, and definitely, first suppose in the direction of what, Nana? Cathode ray, I am going to place an object. Same object shadow we can see on the screen, Nana. Next one is, what is the path of the traveling of the cathode ray? Cathode rays, they have a straight line path. Okay, they will travel in a straight line, but in the presence of electric and magnetic field, that path going to be deviate, that path going to be changed. Because of cathode rays, they are having negatively charged particles. Due to their negative nature, they will change their path towards the positive field. So this is the information given by whom, beta? Stoney. Good. And after that, cathode rays or electrons, they will also travel with same speed, that is equals to the speed of light. So due to very high speed, they contain what kind of kinetic energy, and due to that reason, they have the capable of, they can rotate the small fan or wheel if we are going to keep in their path, that going to be rotate, Nana. Okay, that much of kinetic energy they are having due to their very high speed. Okay, beta. Right. And last point. So cathode rays produced, which are in the glass tube, they are independent of the cathode ray material. They are independent of the nature of the gas. And cathode rays, they have the capable of, they can produce the X-rays also in different, okay, now by applying giving conditions by using suitable metals. Okay, all of you, beta? Yes. And in tomorrow's class, discovery of another two, they are not very important. We don't need to go for depth information. Okay, this is important. Even though I'm going to discuss about the two in tomorrow's class. Okay, now beta.